Welcome to Champions Mojo. Join us for conversations that inspire and empower you as an adult athlete, fitness enthusiast, or master swimmer. Our goal is to make each episode insightful and inspirational and to discover what it takes to build or keep a life of personal excellence. I'm your host, Kelly Pallas, and we're here to champion you. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Champions Mojo podcast. I am your host, Kelly Pallas, and as usual, I am with my co-host, Maria Parker. Hey, Maria.
Hey, Kelly. It's great to be with you here today.
Yes, and Maria, this is a special edition of Champions Mojo from the pool deck, and we have a great interview for you today. It's brief, it's short, but it's powerful.
Yeah. I wasn't there, but I was able to listen to the interview and some great takeaways.
Yep, we hope you'll stick around and catch the takeaways. And here we go. I am doing an on-deck interview with Britta O'Leary. She is an elite swimmer, multiple national titles for master swimming, and your age group is 40 to 44. You've just aged up, and I've had so many people tell me that I need to interview you. So we were just talking before we started recording here. We are at the South Carolina Short Course Meters Championships. It's a great meet. And we were talking in the warm down pool, and we were talking before you swam at the University of Miami.
That's right.
And both of your parents were Olympians.
Yep.
Not in swimming. So tell us how your meet is going and what your swimming's been like the last year.
Yeah, happy to do that. First of all, thank you so much for doing this. This is really fun. Yeah, my last year, being honest, I struggled a little bit with swimming. You know, aging up, usually you look forward to a new age group. But for me, the most important thing here right now this weekend is really to have fun and find the fun. We're all master swimmers. This is our hobby. This is not a job. So we're all here to have fun. Yes, we like fast times, but overall, meeting the people, coming to a different state. I'm originally from Georgia, now in South Carolina. It's just super fun, and I just enjoy being here and cheering people on and, seeing where I stand right now in my training.
One of the things that I wanted to ask you about that I overheard that we were talking about with a few of us standing around. So you can go to a national championship and win, but if you don't hit your time, you're not happy. It's not the place that you're going for. It's a time, right? So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, specifically this past summer when I aged up, I wanted to go for times. Obviously, when you age up, you look at the records sometimes, or I do. And then you're like, okay, this is a time I can really hit. And especially at nationals, when you swim in your age group, you don't always have the competition next to you. That's why I really appreciate the mixed heats, for example, at this meet here, where you swim next to men and they can pull you, right? Yes, sometimes you get the wave, so that's the negative. But these meets, like this meet here, sometimes it's better for me to actually hit faster times because I have people next to me and I don't swim by myself. So yeah, this past summer, I really went for times. I didn't necessarily go for placing. But the summer before, I went to World Championships and I didn't care about times. I just wanted to place. And my goal at World Championships was I want to bring home a gold medal. I had been to World Championships twice before and I was always second. And so I was like, in Fukuoka, I want to win a gold medal. I didn't care about the time. The time also wasn't great, but I won gold, right? And that was a goal achieved. And so I think that's why you have different expectations, different goals for every swim meet that you go to. And I think it's important to set those expectations before. And like I said earlier, today, tomorrow, my goal is to have fun.
I like it. So you said your training for the last year may not have been ideal. What has your training for the last year been like?
My family likes to travel. We like to travel a lot. And we started actually traveling even more extensively over the summer. So we spent 6 weeks in Greece on a beautiful Greek island called Syros. I found a 50-meter pool, but it had a huge draft in one direction and it had major wind from the ocean in the other direction. So it made a 3-second difference in a 50 breaststroke. So that was mentally hard. So after a week of struggling, I threw out the watch and I tried my best. And we came back and I had a week and a half to get ready for nationals. And that's why I was struggling at nationals as well. Yeah, so overall, I like traveling a lot. I'm originally from Germany, so it's in my blood to kind of travel internationally. But juggling a full-time job, my hobby of swimming, a family, 2 kids, it's a lot sometimes. And, we're all master swimmers. This is our hobby. And just finding the balance every year again with different things that you want to do in your life is hard. And so this past year, travel was our priority. Was not. Swimming was a priority the year before when I went to World Championships. So I guess with master swimming, every year you have to find that new balance for your life between family, your job, swimming, and any other hobby that you do, and then see where you see them.
I like it. So what would be 2 or 3 things that you found within master swimming that you need to do to swim at your best? Because I know, we longtime master swimmers, we kind of know what our body needs or what we respond to. What are 2 or 3 things that you think make you sharper in master swimming?
What I really learned over the years is listening to your body. The older we get, we can train like we're 25 anymore. So it's a challenge as well, but it's also something to look forward to, right? Like what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I have to adjust my training. I have to listen more to my body. So that's definitely something that I'm taking more to heart now that I also aged out into a new age group. And then the having fun part, right? This is a hobby. We are all here because we love doing this. Our heart is in the sport. So it doesn't matter if you swim fast, if you swim slow, as long as you have a good time. That is really what you should focus on. And that's also something, and what I love about the Masters community. Yes, we go to meet, we want to swim fast, but hey, as long as you have fun, goal achieved.
Yeah, absolutely. So your swim in the 100 IM today was a 106. I mean, putting that in perspective, I'm really hoping in an all-out freestyle, I'm going to go 106, not just 4 strokes. But so was that a time that you were happy with? And tell us about how that 100 IM felt.
Yeah, it was my last swim for the day. So I just told myself, you can die now. It's fine. You have nothing left after this. So yes, I'm happy with the time. I had 0 expectations for the 100 IM. I haven't done the 100 IM short course meters in a year. So it's really just, once a year you swim a short course meters meet. Yeah, and I love IM. I'm an IMer, usually 200 IM. I just love the 4 strokes. You have a 425 all out pretty much. Yeah, I know I lost 25. I just told myself, I was like, doesn't matter. Leave it all in the pool today. IM is fun. Coming back to the fun part.
Yeah, especially if you're a breaststroker like you are. So tomorrow you have your 200 breast. Do you have any tips for breaststroke training? Because I'm sure you do some breaststroke training. What might be a good breaststroke set you do?
So I'm a 200 breaststroker, which makes a huge difference to actually sprint breaststroke. So that's important to say. I really like 200 breaststroke, or even I train a lot of IM for the breaststroke part as well. But before going into a set, I like 9-100s, for example, 9-100 breaststroke, descent, or 50 fast, 50 easy, things like that. I need a lot of time to find my stroke in breaststroke. And that too, instead of just focusing on swimming a lot of yardage breaststroke, you really need to focus on your technique in breaststroke. And when you also talk to elite breaststrokers, they tell you, hey, 90% of the time breaststroke doesn't feel great. And that's exactly how it is. And you just need to be okay with that. And you need to do lots of drills and lots of drilling. One of my favorite breaststroke drill is breaststroke kick, and then you alternate breaststroke and butterfly arms, because it really gets your hips up. It gets you going, and kind of I call it riding the wave. That's kind of like how you feel in breaststroke then. And just that. And then also parachute swimming and stretch cord swimming and breaststroke. So those are really things that I try to incorporate into my breaststroke training, and not really just focusing on yardage.
Boy, I love that. Tell me your thoughts on Gabrielle Rose and what she did. Being 6 years older than you are.
Yes. Oh my God. She swam the 59.99 breaststroke last week. And my first thought was, I'm sitting out this next age group. Oh my God. No, she is amazing. I met her at Irvine at the Long Course Nationals. She's actually the sister of one of our multisport coaches at Dynamo in Atlanta, where I train at. And so I learned a little bit more from him, how she's training. It's mind-blowing. It's amazing. I have full respect for her. She's an amazing athlete. We're happy to have her as a master swimmer. And she's such a great ambassador for the sport of swimming when you get older. So incredible.
Yeah. So, and those listeners that most of you listening are swimmers, but Gabrielle Rose is the 46-year-old woman who made the Olympic trials finals in her breaststroke events and is demolishing records. And she was a 2-time Olympian. But one of the things that, having listened to a lot of her background, she never stopped swimming. So she really never took a break from swimming. So I love that for people who say they're going to retire from swimming. I just wish they would say, I'm going to take a pause, and then swimming is a life sport. So tell me and our listeners about your ideas about swimming till you're 80. And when you see these people, like, what are your thoughts on the fact that we should keep swimming?
Swimming as a sport for life. How do I feel about competing? I've really by now take it year by year. And I was like, you know what? Life gets in the way, right? Your job gets in the way. Maybe you don't feel great. Maybe you want to travel extensively. So take it year by year and master swimming. Don't focus too much on, oh my God, I have to do this. So a lot of people, they keep swimming, but they might not compete, right? So we swim for the exercise. So we can swim so we can eat. A lot of people here say, I swim so I can eat. We still love swimming, but just the pressure and the mental part of competing is hard. So I think that's why coming back to, I will assess it year by year. And honestly, if I still love the sport so much and I still feel like I want to compete at 80, I'd love to do that. But this is a year by year thing.
Yeah, I love that. So is there anything that I have not asked you that you would like to share with our listeners?
Keep up your love for swimming. It's a fantastic sport. Have fun with it. Even if you get discouraged, take a step back. It's okay. Right? I just talked to a friend on deck here earlier, and I said, when I started master swimming, some of my teammates, they would disappear for like a few years and then come back competing. And it just was mind-blowing to me how you could do that. And now as I get older, I'm like, oh, I totally understand that. Things get in the way. You get busy. You don't have that much time to train. So you step back from competing. But then the beautiful thing about Masters is you can come back anytime. And I think I'm taking that more and more to heart. And I think all swimmers should take that to heart as well, that this is a lifelong sport. Just because you can't make a swim meet or maybe can't swim as much as you want for a few years even, you can still come back and get back into it.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. And I think even once a week, like if your life is just so busy, it makes a difference than when you take that 2 years off and you don't touch the water. Even once a week just makes a huge difference. So thank you so much for joining me today, Britta, and best of luck with the rest of everything.
Thank you so much for having me.
Stay tuned for the takeaways.
Hey there, fellow swimmers and water enthusiasts. Dive into the pool knowing you can confidently remove the chlorine after you swim with TriSwim. This gentle chlorine-out hair and body care line is the perfect addition to your post-swim routine. Say goodbye to the dry, itchy scalp and say hello to tropical scents and moisturized hair and body. Made with botanicals, proteins, and aloe, this product will leave your hair and skin strong and healthy. TriSwim is the official chlorine-out personal care sponsor for Master Swimming. Head over to sbrsportsinc.com and use code MOJO23 for 23% off TriSwim today.
And now, the takeaways.
Hey, Maria, the takeaways for Britta O'Leary, 40 years old and just in a new age group. So obviously, she has some big goals. She wants to break some records. She giggled. I loved it. We both exchanged some glances there because we masters, we just love aging up. Yeah, it was a great interview. What was your first takeaway?
I liked, obviously, she's at 40, she's busy, she's got a job, a family, she likes to travel, but she wants to keep swimming. So she's trying to find how she can balance all these things and keep swimming in her life. And I think she said it a couple times. It's a hobby, not a job. I want to have fun. I want to have fun. She has to remind herself, this is for fun. It's about community. It's about a lifetime sports and not to get too bent out of shape over times and places, although it sounds like she's doing just fine.
The thing that we always tell ourselves, because we can get caught up as masters and really wanting to perform like we always did. It's just a different life.
Yeah.
And we have a lot on our plates.
Yeah. Yeah.
My big takeaway is that we've had several coaches say, what makes a champion? They're willing to do things that other people just aren't willing to do.
Right. A little bit.
I know we're going to hear that in an interview coming up. My takeaway was just how disciplined she is in going on a beautiful vacation to Greece a week and a half before nationals and still finding a pool and training. And while that may seem to some people, I would say to a small percentage of people, that may seem fun. But for me, that seems just like an unbelievable amount of discipline to be on your vacation with your family in a beautiful place and to have to go train. It's not just, hey, let's go float in the pool and swim. This is, I have nationals in a couple of weeks and I have to hit the water. And she did that. So I find that this was a perfect example of champions do things other people aren't willing to do. And does that have anything to do with the fact that her parents are both Olympians? I don't know, maybe. Yes. I just thought she was just high energy and fun to talk with and fun to watch swim. And I loved her breaststroke sets and technique things that she recommended. So
yeah, I liked hearing her talk about technique too. That's always a good reminder of how important it is to do that. So yeah, great interview. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Champions Mojo podcast. Did you enjoy the show? We'd be grateful if you would leave us a 5-star review on iTunes to help others find us. And we'd also love to hear from you. We're on all social media platforms, or you can reach us at championsmojo.com.